Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Sports Culture, and before we get into this mock draft, I just want to say thank you for the support on my last 3 videos. It really means a lot. Uh, in this mock draft, we're gonna do a 7 round mock draft, no trades. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So here we are, pick 25. Some names that went: Lad McConkey, who I think is gonna be a really good wide receiver. He went at 24. Amir Smith, 23 to the Texans. Johnny Newen or Jerzon Newen, he went at 21 to the Dolphins, so that's a great pickup. With this pick right here, Kool-Aid McKinstry's on the board, who's a really good cornerback. Uh, I'm really opposed to this selection right here. It's a really good pick. Jaden Daniels is still on the board. We're not gonna go quarterback, but that's just really crazy that he's still on the board to me. But as we see now, Tyler Nubbin is now ranked 32 in PFF's mock. So with this pick, we are going to go Tyler Nubbin. I think he's the best safety on the board. Has the most upside and potential considering the fact that he has a 6'2", 210 frame. 22.6 is his age, so 22 and a half. By the time the season starts, maybe 23 when the first game starts, 23. So not too old, not too young. Perfect age to be a starter at that safety position for us. Like I said, 6'2", 210 pounds, perfect frame, good coverage guy. Um, Not as sideline and athletic as Cameron Kitchens, but I think he's a better coverage guy, more instinctive, better tackler in space, bigger frame. Like I said, more potential, more upside. So with this pick, without any further ado, we are going Tyler Nubbin. So here we are, pick 41. Keon Coleman's a wide receiver from Florida State. He's on the board. Chop Robinson, Darius Robinson, who's a really good edge, a physical specimen, really good run defender, really good pass rusher. 17.0 is his pass rush win rate, 8.0 for his his run stop rate. So 9 sacks on the season. He's an intriguing player, but I don't think at this pick we'd go edge. It's too high in the draft. We are going to go down a little bit to Edgerrin Cooper, who's a really good linebacker prospect. If you watch any of my other mock drafts, I've talked about this guy before. He's solid on the sideline. He's very physical. Big linebacker, 6'3", 230, 22. He's 22 years old, so very young. Him and Quay Walker, in my opinion, both being really big at the linebacker position, both being very physical, both being very athletic, um, both being good in coverage. I think they'd be a great duo. Very young as well. They're both very physical. So I love the pick right here, matching him with Quay Walker. We don't know what's gonna happen with Devondre Campbell. Like I talk about on my mock drafts, we don't know what's gonna happen with Devondre Campbell. Isaiah McDuffie has played well when he's come in, but I don't think Isaiah McDuffie is a starter in the NFL. I think he's a great solid backup. Someone that could come in and play, snaps whenever the starters are out. But Edgerrin Cooper is a guy I get really excited about. I think he's the best off-ball linebacker in the entire draft. Very good prospect. So with this pick, at pick 41, we're going Edgerrin Cooper out of Texas A&M linebacker. So here we are, pick 57, and there's some interesting names. Chris Jenkins actually went right before us at pick 56, so that sucks a lot. I really wanted to pick him up for this mock draft, but it is what it is. Kyrie Jackson, he's on the board as well. He's a big cornerback from Oregon. Really good zone corner guy. Really good run defender as well. Um, Not particularly too good in the man department. I don't think he'd be a great defensive scheme fit for this defense, especially with this man coverage scheme that Jeff Hafley wants to run. Could say this is going OD, but we don't know what's going to happen at that position. And why not double down on possibly, the first, the best safety in this draft in Tyler Nubbin, and possibly the second best safety in this entire class in Cameron Kitchen. So we're going to double down and get safety. Like I said, we don't know. We're bringing Darnell Savage back, Rudy Ford, Jonathan Owens. My guess is we probably be made Jonathan Owens, but Cameron Kitchen's a really versatile safety. I know him and Tyler Nubbin basically do the same things, but Cameron Kitchen's the guy who's more versatile, can play in the slot, can play in the box, can play deep, and I like his frame. I like his athleticism. 6', 205, really young at 21, very athletic. To me, he's more solid on the sideline than Tyler Nubbin. Not as good in coverage as Tyler Nubbin, but this guy's very physical. He comes down in a hurry and tackle guys in space very well, almost as good as Tyler Nubbin. And I like this pick right here. I like the matchup with him and Tyler Nubbin. Obviously, they both would probably be strong safeties in the NFL, but depending on this defensive scheme, we don't know how we're going to run it. And I think Cameron Kitchens could easily slide down to the free safety spot. I mean, he's very instinctive. He's very athletic, has a great frame at 6', 205, has shown he could be very versatile. I mean, he played 255 snaps in the slot, so he has shown that he could play coverage before. This year, he has allowed 4 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, so not the best year by him. by any means, but you're hoping he gets back to that 2022 season in that form. And I like the pick right here. I think it's great value. I don't know how he fell all the way down here. I thought he would have definitely been picked by now. Braden Fisk is another interesting name as well, but with this pick right here, we are going Cameron Kitchens. So here we are, pick 88. Some players that have win before us. Patrick Paul went 86. Tavondre Sweat went 85. Those are two guys I would have liked maybe to draft 88. So it is what it is. That they're off the board. Some names I like. Cedric Van Pran, who's a really good center from Georgia. Only allowed a one sack. Yeah, one sack in his collegiate career. He's very good. Really good pass blocker. 81.5 pass block grade. Run block grade 76.9. So he's a very good all around center. Good frame at 6'5" or 6'4". Yeah, 6'4", 310. Very young at 22. So I like him a lot. I think he could definitely come in and compete with Josh Myers for that starting spot. I don't know if he'd be a definite upgrade over Josh Myers right now if he came into the league, but I think, if we kept Josh Myers for like a year or another 2 years and Josh Myers was slacking or definitely wasn't playing good to next year, I think Van Pran could be a guy that could definitely come in and take the starting role and run with it. So I like him a lot with this pick. We have 88 and 91 right here. So we have almost two picks right here to definitely choose these next 2 out of 3 guys that I like. Another guy I like is Mason McCormick from South Dakota State. Shout out Tucker Craft. This guy has been going up the boards a lot. Really good pass blocker, really good run blocker. He's a mauler. I mean, when you watch the tape on this guy, he's just moving guys in the run department. I mean, in the run blocking department. Really good pass blocker. Primarily plays left guard, which Alkin Jenkins plays, so I don't know if he'd get any snaps there. But like I said, he has a big frame at 6'5", 315 with the supporting cast, with the group we have, with the coaching staff in that O-line department, in the O-line group in Green Bay. I think he could definitely transition to right guard if needed by this team. So he's definitely an interesting player right here. I like him a lot. But with this pick right here, I am going to go Cam Hart. He's the best cornerback on the board, and I like him a lot. He cured out the Senior Bowl. Big frame guy at 6'2" or 6'3". Yeah, 6'2", 207. Big frame guy. Really good man corner. Solid zone corner guy, but really solid run defender. He tackles great in space. He's very physical. 6'2", obviously, with that big frame. Allowed 137 yards this year. No touchdowns. Passer rating is 67.1. Forcing completions 4. And he primarily plays on the boundary, so that means we probably be kicking Jair to that slot or nickel position, which is okay, or be kicking Jair inside for most times. But he'd be joining a stacked cornerback group anyways with Eric Stokes, Carrington Valentine, and Jair Alexander, so he has time to develop anyways. Big frame guy, best cornerback on the board. So with this pick, Cam Hart. So here we are, pick 91. Cedric Van Pran had a win right before us to the Commanders. I mean, to the Cardinals. What am I talking about? So that does suck. Mason McCormick, who I was talking about, he's still on the board. He's a very intriguing guard, but I do like someone a little bit more a little bit later on. So with this pick right here, we are going to go a little bit lower to Michael Hall Jr., who's a very intriguing D lineman. Very good with using his hands. Technician with using his hands. He's very good at getting to the quarterback. As you see, pass rush grade 84.8. Pass rush win rate 18.3, which is higher than Brian Murphy's. So he's really good at getting to the quarterback. Rush stop rate 7.3. As you see this year, he had 2 sacks, 22 hurries, but the year before he had 5. He's a guy I really like a lot. Like I said, he's a technician with his hands. He has a killer swim move. 6'2", 280, great frame, but he's very young at 20 years old. So he has time to develop fully with us. Like I said, we don't know what the future with Kenny Clark's going to be 2 to 3, years down the line. So why not get guys who could definitely, down the line fill those shoes? And I think Michael Hall, although he's not as a complete prospect as a Brian Murphy, as a Chris Jenkins, as a Johnny Newton, he's a really intriguing one. He's very good at getting to the quarterback. Does need to improve in the run defense department, but at 20 years old, good frame, good size for the position. I think he could definitely develop behind the guys we have in that room. So with this pick right here, we are going Michael Hall Jr. So here we are, pick 126. Christian Jones is a really good tackle I like a lot. He went right before us, and you see Braylon Allen, he went to the Bears. So we do need to address the running back position. Christian Boyd, he's another good D lineman I like a lot. He's on the board as well, but we're not going to go there. With this pick right here, we are going to go a little bit lower. I'm going to go with someone I like a lot. I know a lot of people like him. He has a ton of upside, a ton of potential. Great frame at 6'2" or 6'1". Yeah, 6'1", 223. Really young at 21 as well. And that's Trey Benson, running back from Florida State. he's a really good running back. Really reliable hands out of the backfield. Does need to improve when it comes to running routes out of the backfield as a running back, but really reliable hands. As you see, 20 receptions on 24 targets, 227 yards, but a really good running back. 900 yards this year, 5.8 a carry, yards per attempt. I mean, but 14 touchdowns. Rushing grade 87.2, gap grade 89.4, elusive rating 106.4, so that's really high, really good. Zone grade 72.7, so not too good, but not too bad in the average department. Yards after contact 3.53, so not too high, but it's not too low compared to other running backs in this draft. But like I said, he has a really good frame, really good size, reliable hands out the backfield. I mean, he already has all the intangibles and the skill sets to be a great running back in the NFL. And he's 21, so he could definitely sit 2 to 3 years, behind Aaron Jones if that's how long we have Aaron Jones, and definitely develop more as a running back, especially as a pass catcher out the backfield. Like I said, 6'1", 223, great frame for the position, and he's really explosive for 6'1", 223. He has great burst, great athleticism, great vision, and he's a guy who's not afraid to put his shoulder down at all. So with this pick, we are going Trey Benson, running back out of Florida State. So here we are, pick 168, and there's two guys I like a lot right here. Drake Nugget, center from Michigan, and then there's Jalen Sundell, tackle this year for North Dakota. And the reason I say tackle this year is because previous years he has played center, as you see before, and he was good at both, honestly. The true biggest knock is that he played at North Dakota State, but these last couple of weeks he has been shooting up the boards more and more. Uh, the film on him is incredible. He's a mauler, very physical, pushes people, in the run game. Really good pass blocker, 6'5", 300 pounds. Pass block grade 88.0. So like I said, really good pass blocker. Run block grade 77.4. So he's really solid all around. But with this pick right here, I'm gonna go Jalen Sundell, and I know he didn't play in Michigan. I know Michigan plays the better talent week in and week out, and Jalen Sundell does not. But I like what I see on film. Very physical. He's a molar in the run game and almost like a wall in the pass game. Really good blocker. And although his biggest knock is that he played at North Dakota State, which doesn't play the biggest talent week in and week out, I like the physical frame at 6'5", 300 pounds. I like the upside. He has played center and he was good at it. He has played tackle and he was good at it. So there is versatility there at playing center, at playing tackle. And I'm pretty sure we threw him at right guard. He would not do bad at as well. So with this pick, we are going Jalen Sundell. A lot of people don't pick him. I had to watch the film on him because he has been going up boards more and more. So with this pick, Jalen Sundell, tackle North Dakota State. So here we are, pick 203. There's a lot of interesting players on the board. But with this pick right here, I drafted in my last mock draft, and the more and more I watch him, the more and more I like him as a pick. And that's Tonier Bortolino, center out of Wisconsin. He offers a lot of versatility. He's a great pass blocker, which is good to see because it looks like our offense is going to be more of a pass heavy, or at least a pass first offense going forward with Jordan Love under the helm. This guy has almost played a snap on almost every position on the offensive line. So the versatility for this guy is off the charts. His 3 years in the collegiate level has only allowed 3 sacks, a sack a year. He has great size at 6'4", 310. And I like the pick a lot from Wisconsin. So with this pick right here, we are going Tonier Bertolino. So here we are at 216, and there's some interesting players. But with this pick, we're going to go with the guy the Packers have talked to already. I think he's going to be a really solid tackle in the league. He gives me Josh Nijman vibes, and I'm not saying in terms of skill set. I'm just talking about how Josh Nijman is a really solid player. And whenever we call upon his name, he comes in and plays really, really well. So Donovan Jennings is that player. The Packers have talked to him before. I like him a lot. He's a really good pass blocker. His biggest knock is that he played at USF, but he's in that height that the Packers love, the 6'5", 6'6" height for the tackle, for the guard position. He's primarily played left tackle his whole collegiate career, has played a lot of snaps at it, and I like him a lot. Like I said, his biggest knock is that he played at USF, but the Packers have talked to him. Obviously, the Packers see something on film. I like the film on him. So with this pick, we are going Donovan Jennings. We're beefing down even more on the O-line, even though we don't need it. We're just drafting guys that could be really good, and you always need an insurance plan, especially at the O-line position. Guys always get banged up, guys always get hurt. So with this pick at 216, Donovan Jennings. So here we are, pick 243, and a guy I always like drafting, a guy I think is going to be really solid in the NFL. Evan Anderson, he went at 241 to the Falcons, so that does suck a lot. And then we're going to go with Keith Randolph Jr., who didn't have the best of seasons this year by any means, but we're banking on him getting back to that 2022 season form. And obviously, this year he only played 10 games compared to the 13. But in 2022, he had a 79.0 grade, 4 sacks, 26 hurries. And this guy's really good at getting to the quarterback. His pass rush grade's not too good right here. Obviously, he didn't play that many games, though, but pass rush win rate 9.4. Not that good at stopping the run, but he has good frame, 6'5", 203. I mean 305. Uh, really big dude. Offers a lot of versatility on that D line. 335 snaps on the over the B gap. 156 over the tackle, and 45 outside the tackle. So the versatility is there as all hell. So with this pick, we are going Keith Randolph Jr. just to beef up the D line in the trenches even more. So here we are at 251, and Dallas Gambling at 249. So once again, the player I want went right before us, which does suck. But with this pick right here, there's some interesting safeties on the board. You know, with these last two picks, I just want to go more depth at positions we need. And D line, linebacker, and safety would have been those positions. So with this pick, there's not too many good linebackers, not too many good D linemen on the board. So we are going to go safety. And Tyler Owens on the board, Kenny Logan Jr. is on the board. But a guy I like a lot. He offers a lot of versatility. Him and Josh Proctor are really good players. But I like Katan Oladapo a little bit more for Morgan State safety. He offers a ton of versatility. Great coverage grade, 84.4. Good run defense grade, 91.3. Forcing completion rate, 19.4. Average depth of run tackle, 8.9, so not too bad. Played a lot of coverage snaps this year, 438. 63 tackles, 11 missed. This guy's really good coverage guy, 61.3 passer rating. One touchdown allowed, 2 interceptions. But like I said, versatile as all hell. 278 snaps in the slot, 290 in the box, and 174 deep. So he's versatile, could play almost anywhere in the secondary. So with this pick, we're going Gaton Oladapo. So here's what PFF graded our mock draft. With the first pick, we went Tyler Nubbin. They have him as on the PFF big board at 32. We got him at 25. Got a B minus for that. I think he's the best safety in terms of frame, physical upside, and just potential in general with that 6'2", 210 frame. So I like the pick. With our second pick, we went Adrian Cooper, linebacker for Texas A&M. Texas A&M, I think he's the best off-ball linebacker in this entire draft class. We got a D plus for that. I don't know why. We only drafted him 10 spots ahead, so I mean maybe it's because we drafted him 10 spots ahead. I don't know. I think that's a terrible grade. Then at 57, we went Cameron Kitchens. They have him on the big board at 80. They gave us a D plus for that. Maybe we could have got him later on, but I mean, I'm not gonna pass on who I think is the second best safety in this entire draft class. I know he didn't have a great season this year, but you're banking on him turning back into that 2022 season form where he was phenomenal, one of the better safeties in the entire nation. So then with our next pick, we went Cam Hart. We got a C plus for that. Like I said, I think Cam Hart's a really good man corner. He killed at the Senior Bowl. Very sticky coverage. Big frame guy, 6'2". Could definitely learn behind Carrington Valentine, Eric Stokes, Jair Alexander. And he just goes into already deep cornerback room with those guys. So I like the pick right there, addressing more depth. First 4 picks, all defense. Then with our next pick, we went Michael Hall Jr. at 91. We got a B plus for that. I'm surprised he was still on the board, honestly. He didn't have that great of a season this year, but in 2022, he had a phenomenal year. Was getting to the quarterback very, very well. He uses his hands very well. Really good pass rusher. Does need to work on that run defense in the NFL, but he's very young. Great frame. Could definitely improve. And like I said, you don't know how many years we have Kenny Clark. It could be another 2 to 3 years. So why not get Michael Hall Jr., who could definitely, develop into something special, behind those group of guys we have in that group already. So they gave us a B plus for that. I like the pick right there. I like the grade. Then with our next pick at 126, we went Trey Benson, who definitely has a ton of upside with that 6'1", 6'2" frame, 223 pounds. Very explosive out the backfield, very young as well. Great burst, great vision for the running back position, very reliable hands. Does have the only 21, does have the time and does have time to develop as a running back. I mean, only 21. Trey Benson definitely has time to develop as a pass catcher out the backfield, but like I said, I love the potential, I love the upside. And 2 to 3 years down the line, we don't know what's going to happen with Aaron Jones. And I think Trey Benson's the guy who could definitely come in and take the reins from him. Then with our next pick, we went Jalen Sundell from North Dakota, tackle, who primarily this year I think or the previous years has played center. They gave us a B plus for that. I like the pick a lot. Versatility, has played tackle this year, but the previous years has played center. And I'm pretty sure with his great frame at 6'5", 6'6", definitely could move into guard if we need him to. And with our next pick, we went Tanier Bortolino. They give us a C for that. I think Tanier Bortolino just screams Green Bay as well. Very versatile, fits that frame they like a lot, and has played center, has played left guard, has played right tackle. I mean, the versatility is there. They give us a C for that. I'm okay with that. It is what it is. I think it's a great pickup for us. Then with our next pick at 216, we went Donovan Jennings. He's a guy the Packers have talked to. I like him a lot. I think he's my sleeper pick. For the O lineman, in terms of like O lineman, he's gonna go very late in the draft. He's very solid, very good pass blocker. Does need to develop as a run blocker, but has time, has the frame. They gave us a B plus, I mean a B minus for that. I like the pick. Then at 243, we went Keith Randolph Jr. We got an A minus for that. And like I said, Keith Randolph Jr. did not have a good season this year by any means, but he only played 10 games, so we can't get a full sample size off of that. I know it's only 3 games, but that matters a lot. We're banking on him returning to that form in 2022, which he was phenomenal. Really good at stopping the run and really good at getting to the quarterback that year. So with this pick, they gave us A minus for that. We got him at 243. They had him on the big board at 234. I think it's a great pick. We're banking on him getting back to that 2022 form that he had. Great size for the position. I like it a lot. Then with our last pick in the draft at 251, we went Keaton Oladapo, another safety, but this guy offers a ton of versatility. And why not get a guy that could definitely play almost anywhere in the secondary? I know we have Anthony Johnson Jr., who's a really good safety that we got last year and has shown a lot of flashes, but I think this is another guy that's almost like that. Could come in and play snaps if needed to, but could definitely be in the special teams department. I like the upside. I like the potential. I like the athlete that Keaton Oladapo is. Very good coverage guy, good tackler in space, and could definitely play some quality starter snaps for us if someone gets hurt. So the overall grade they gave us is a B minus. I think that's a great grade. I think this is a great draft class right here. We get a lot of great defensive players that could change this defense and bolster us for many years. We get a good running back that could definitely take the reins from Aaron Jones 2 to 3 years down the line. Overall, we got a B minus for that. Let me know what you guys think about this draft. Let me know about some players maybe I should look into my next mock draft. I'm out.